My wife hates washing dishes with passion and cries when she sees them in the sink, but I snapped when she bought disposable dishes and clothes so she won't clean forever. I married my wife for 2 years and have been together for 5 years. We were going to start trying for a baby, but that got put on hold and might not happen anymore. My wife and I work, and we work about the same hours. My wife and I originally had a chore system where we rocked paper and scissors and edited the calendar for our days off. I want to say we got a pretty fair cut, but she got more dish days. I got more, if not all, the laundry. My wife hates washing dishes. She hates it so much that she sometimes just shuts down and cries when she sees them in the sink. Before I caught her crying, I immediately went to help her, switch chores for the day, calm her down, and then it was fine. But because I was doing this, I noticed she was crying on purpose, so I washed the dishes. I knew she was faking it because the second I took over, her tears stopped, and she'd do something fun that she liked without a care in the world, laughing and smiling. No wind down like before. Because of this, we changed our dishes to whoever makes the dish washes it, like children except for cooking. Whoever cooked doesn't have to wash the pots and pans because they put all the work in for dinner. This worked out for a while until I noticed that my wife made many more dishes than me and didn't want to wash them. I asked her when she planned on washing dishes after I made dinner at her request, and she blew up on me, telling me to quite literally F off. I did as she said but left the dishes. The next day, she asked me why the dishes weren't done, and I told her because she didn't do them. This started a fight, and I washed them but was unhappy. I do most, if not all, of the laundry because she just won't anymore, and I refuse to wear dirty clothes. The only thing she has to do with the laundry is put it in the basket. That's it. We have a basket for darks, colors, and whites. She insists on her basket for underwear and whatnot, so that's its own thing, and I hand wash it. She's been not putting her clothes in the basket. At first, I picked up all of her clothes and washed them because it was no big deal, but when I watched her take them off and just leave them on the floor because I always pick it up, I chose to leave her clothes there. She asked me why her clothes weren't done, and I said it was because she hadn't put them away, and she blew up on me. Same story. Recently, this all came to a head with all the fighting. My wife has been getting lazier and lazier to push back because of our fights, and at first, I was doing all of her chores on top of working, but I had a little moment of why am I even doing this? And just stopped. The dishes were piled, her clothes were dirty, and crumbs were everywhere on her days. On my days, everything was spick and span. She decided that she was going just to start buying more dishes and clothes to combat not doing her part. I cannot tell you how frustrated this made me. She was buying plastic spoons and forks, paper plates, Walmart t-shirts, and other cheap alternatives to the nice ones she had at home. I just decided to start tossing them. When she noticed that I was tossing her cheap alternatives, she blew up at me again. And for the first time since we've been together, I raised my voice. My voice was deep, and I was a big man, which scared her, which I regretted. I immediately lowered my tone and told her that she just wasn't doing her part and that she was wasting money buying useless things when all she had to do was just clean up after herself and put clothes in a basket. She cried, and despite how many times I apologized, she told me that she didn't feel safe with me and that maybe we were better off divorcing. This shattered me. She's been cold with me, sleeping on the couch and playing domestic violence signs videos out loud. It's such a low blow. The videos usually talk about yelling, throwing away items, control, emotional abuse, and signs that they're going to get physical. I don't think I'm wrong for what I did, but this is really wearing me down. And I've been getting some texts here and there from our families calling me an asshole, an abuser for throwing away her things and yelling at her and that she needs to divorce me. The yelling was an accident. No one has wanted to hear what happened fully, making me feel alone and a bit crazy. My friends either stay out of it or are on her side if they're women. I've been losing friends. I feel like the asshole now. All I wanted was for her to clean up after herself. I'd never hurt her, and I'd never yelled at her before, which I regret. I didn't mean to scare her. I was beyond frustrated because this had been building for months. It was probably immature to throw away the disposables, and I should have cleaned up after her, but I was just frustrated.